Afternoon, guys. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters and the Pathfinder School. What I want to do today is I want to introduce you to the new Pathfinder Edition hammock. And this hammock is a starter hammock. We made sure that this thing was affordable for someone who's not going to use a hammock all the time, doesn't want to spend the money on a really ultralight hammock. This thing is not ultralight by any means. It comes with the tree straps, an integrated bug net, a ridge line for the bug net, and it's all enclosed in this bag as a complete kit. It's made from 70 denier parachute nylon, and it comes with really good Atlas style tree straps that I find the most conducive, especially for beginners, to get the hang angle correct and get it the same almost every time. And the bag itself has a cinch strap on it so that once you pack it all down, you can compress it to its smallest size to get it in your backpack. So let's kind of open this dude up, drop that off of it, and open up the bag. And we can see first in the top of this bag, I have the Atlas straps just stuffed in the top. And we have two of those. And I'm going to show you these because if you're not familiar with Atlas straps, they work fairly well for hanging hammocks and they're really easy to use. They have a large loop on one side of them. And then down a little bit further, after you wrap it around the tree and through that loop eye, you have a series of loops that are sewn in that you can select which loop to put your hook through, or in this case, your carabiner through for your hammock to adjust the distance and the hang angle between two trees. And the strap is plenty long to go around the tree and give you plenty of tail, as long as you're not using, you know, a giant redwood or something like that. If you're using a nice big white oak or a maple or something like that, you'll have plenty of room. So let's just look at this real quick. Then I'm gonna show you how you hang it on there. We'll set the hammock up one time real quick and look at it. Then I want to talk about a couple different ways you can utilize this hammock to hang it if you don't necessarily have two trees, or maybe you just want to hang it in your own backyard. Stay with me. Okay, the easiest way to do this is just to come around the tree, take that large loop and pull everything through it. It gives you a self-tightening strap around the tree. And because it's about 1 inch wide, it's going to protect that bark on the tree, so you're not going to damage the tree with your hammock or your hammock straps. And then you have, again, multiple loops all the way down to the end that you can selectively hang your carabiner into. So we'll get that thing at about eye level, is where I like to start off with that hang, is right at about eye level to me in the tree. And we'll select another tree further away and we'll do the same thing, and then we'll hang our hammock. Now, once you have both your straps on the tree, just grab one of the carabiners. If you fold this up right, both of them will be pretty much at the top. Just grab one of the two and drop down 3 or 4 loops to begin with, because you can always adjust that back and forth after the fact to get the right hang angle. That's the beauty of this, how easy it is to adjust. Now we're just going to take our hammock and grab the other carabiner and pull everything out of the bag in the middle, just like this. Grab our strap. Figure out where we want to be here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 down to get this pretty tight. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this about 10 down to begin with, just to leave it hanging here. And I'm going to drop down a couple on this other side first. About like that, and then come in and adjust it back up this side to where I want it to finally be. And what I'm really looking for here optimally is I'm looking for a hang angle of about 30 degrees coming off that tree. So when I'm looking at this tree coming down, you know, that's a 90-degree angle. If I split that in half, it's a 45. A little bit less than that's going to be about 30. So that's pretty close to the hang angle I'm looking for. And then I'm just looking for the right height. There's going to be some stretch there. So I'm going to sit in the hammock first and see where my feet are to the ground, because I'd like to have it where I can sit in the hammock almost like a chair and get in and out of the hammock easy, but also rest in the hammock if I want to. Okay, what I do is I store my ridge line for this bug net inside my hammock. So if I unzip this bug net down one side, in here somewhere is going to be that ridge line. Now I have reinforced D-rings here, but before I do that, I want to make sure that I've got my hang where I want it. So I'm going to flip the bug net out of the way and get in the hammock and test that first. So now that I've flipped my bug net off to the back side, I'm just going to grab my hammock and take a seat in it and see where I end up. And if I'm sitting down and my feet are comfortably on the ground like this, I've got the right hang angle. So now I'm convinced that I can go ahead and put my ridge line up, lift my bug net up off the top, and I'm gonna have exactly what I want when I'm done. I set this up exactly like I set up a rapid deployment ridge line as far as the knots go. I have a bowline on this end, a stop knot on the other end, and it's hanked up. So I can just run it through those holes on those plastic tie-out points. If I took the time to put prusik loops on here, then I could simply toggle those in, and I wouldn't have to unwrap the entire cordage to go through those holes. But I'm going to show you how the kit comes so that you can do that first and then modify later. So I'm just going to go up here above my ridge line and put all of that through, just like this, through that bowline, and then come down and feed it through those two plastic brackets that are supports to hold that bug net up. So now I'm just going to unwrap this line, find my plastic reinforcements and put my line through those. I've got two of those. And then I'm going to go to the tree and just tie it off in rope tackle fashion, just like we do with our rapid deployment ridge line. Take up the slack, go to the other tree. Right back where I started now, I'm going to come around the tree, just like this with my line. Go ahead and pull a tensioning loop in there for my rope tackle. Get that thing about even on height looking across. Now I'm just going to tighten that bad boy down and come in here and half hitch it off. We now have our bug net lifted up off the hammock, and when we set in this hammock, it's going to pull it down further away and stretch it out. There's our bug net, and there's our hammock. So we're gonna get in this bad boy, scoot it up in here where we need to be. And this is a double wide hammock, so it's going to be plenty big for you to lay sideways in if you want to. Then you can bring your bug net over the top and zip it down from both ends, just like this. And you're ready to go. There you go. I'm going to show you a really quick trick that I discovered with this. If you don't want this bug net down, you just want to lay in this hammock without the bug net in your face, you can roll this bug net up, and there is a, for lack of a better word, stretch cord here, probably used to hang a headlight off of or whatever you want, but you can bring that to the outside, kind of pin it behind, and just put a toggle through there, just like that. And it will keep that bug net up and away from you if you want to lay in that hammock during the day without the bug net down on it. And all you have to do is pull that out and it'll drop the bug net for the night. Okay guys, like I said, this is not an ultralight, high dollar hammock. It's a heavy duty beginner's hammock. It's made out of 70D nylon parachute material. Plenty heavy. If you weigh over 300 pounds, not going to be a problem. It's an 11-foot hammock. It's got a bug net that has reinforcements up the center. All the way across the top, it has a strip of reinforcement on it. And it also has reinforcements here in circular fashion where the D-rings connect to suspend the bug net. And it's got heavy-duty straps for the tree that go with it. So you're getting a really robust starter kit. Now, the Pathfinder tarp is sold separate from this kit, but it does work with this kit on a diamond. This hammock's going to come in this dark earth brown as well as OD green. Same thing with the tarp. Same thing with the trim on the straps. They'll be OD green or dark earth brown. And you can buy those straps individually as well. If you've already got a hammock and you're looking for a good set of tree straps, we're going to be selling those tree straps individually as well in both colors, dark earth and OD green. The things that I really like about this hammock are, number one, the price is right. Number two, I believe the price is like $55.95, somewhere in that neighborhood for the entire kit. That does not include the tarp. The Pathfinder tarp is designed to fit with this hammock, although it is sold separately. Straps can also be purchased separately if you already have a hammock. You just want a good set of straps. You can buy those, but this set of straps comes with this hammock set. Now, what I like about this is it's easy to set up. It's easy to set up in lots of different ways. You can set it up between two trees. You can set it up from your Jeep to a tree, your truck to a tree. You can set it up on a hammock stand in a receiver hitch. You can set this thing up on a stand on your back porch if you want to, and just lay out there and barbecue and drink beer. This hammock will work for all of that stuff. So for that reason, I really like this hammock, because you can use it for lots and lots of different applications. And you can set it up lots and lots of different ways very easily, and just throw it in your truck, throw it in your canoe, throw it in your boat, throw it in your truck, and you're ready to rock and roll. Okay, let's address one thing that I'm sure people are going to ask. Well, if it's only a single thickness hammock, bugs are going to bite through it. Yes, they're going to bite through it. Unless you have a double thickness hammock or a double material hammock that's designed to repel bugs, bugs can bite through this thing like mosquitoes. The way to alleviate that is that most people, at least 3 seasons and sometimes 4, use either a sleeping pad of some sort in the bottom, like some kind of a folding thermarest or something like that, or an underquilt. Both of those things are going to deter the bugs from biting through the bottom of the hammock. So it's not like you're going to get ate alive. You're probably carrying a thermarest anyway. Throw that in the bottom of this hammock and you're good to go. It'll give you a little bit more of a barrier to battle any convective breeze that might be coming through if it cools down a little bit at night, and it will protect you from the bugs as well. So that's my answer to that question, because I know it's going to come up. Now, this Pathfinder hammock, being a standard size hammock, fits this McLean Metalworks hammock stand really well too, that will go in the receiver of any off-road vehicle or truck that you may have, which gives you an added convenience if you don't have trees to be able to camp pretty much anywhere you can park. One of the things that I generally do with mine, if I'm going to camp off the back of my Jeep with it, I run my tarp off my top with a set of magnets, and I've made a video on that already. So I leave the back end hatch of my tailgate open, because it doesn't affect my battery life, and there's no light connected to it like there is when you drop the tailgate. So leaving that up underneath the tarp, I can use that to run my bug net line over the top of, which carries that bug net way high above the hammock. Now, I could sleep completely sideways in this hammock, no problem at all, on the angle, on the diagonal. Now, the other thing I've found out with this over time and testing is that if you don't want to use the bug net and you just want to stretch that thing out for an afternoon nap or whatever the case may be, you're fishing by the lake, but you don't really need the bug net, and you want to be able to get in and out of the hammock easier or get more breeze, then you can hang the hammock upside down on the stand and even by the straps, so that the bug net is actually on the underneath side, and then you can just get in the hammock normally like you would any other hammock, just like this, and you don't have to use the bug net at all if you don't want to. Now, one last way you can hang this hammock, I've just got that dude strapped around the upper frame of my Gladiator and over to a tree over here. So, got those straps, you got a lot of versatility. And with this hammock, there's a lot of different ways you can configure it and set it up. All of them equate to an awesome weekend outdoors. All right, guys, well, I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School, and I appreciate you joining me out here for another video on the new Pathfinder hammock system that will release Friday of next week. Not this week Friday, but next week. It will be a complete system with the hammock, straps, and bug net at selfrelianceoutfitters.com. I don't know the exact MSRP, but I think it's going to be around, don't quote me, 55 bucks. 55 bucks. That's hammock, straps, integrated bug net, reinforced, the whole 9 yards, as we discussed in this video. Again, I appreciate your views, I appreciate your support, I thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, and for our business, for all of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks.